Hey guys, Lucy here from Hunting for George. I am very excited to be back with a new home tour for you guys today. I've got a very striking brick Edwardian home to take you through. Now, this is a brand new renovation. So I, for one, am very excited to see how this heritage beauty has been given a contemporary makeover. After you. So this is a very grand Edwardian home in Brighton, and it has got some very generous proportions, which you can tell as soon as you walk through the door into this incredible space. Now, I must point out these LED lights here. This is actually one of the only original features of this home, which has actually led to a few other design choices as well. The only other original existing feature is the external brickwork. So everything else inside is a completely new renovation. So here we've got our formal living area. This is an absolutely huge room, and what I love most about this room is that it can actually double as a bedroom as well, but at this point in time they're using it as this formal living space. It's got beautiful joinery, which they've brought in here, which is a really nice soft grey. There's quite a lot of sort of soft pastel tones throughout, but if you look up here as well, these original rose and cornice details, these are actually original, and these are actually the only room in the home where these were in good enough condition to keep. So what they've done is actually used these as cues and brought them throughout the rest of the home. Oh, wow. This bay window is absolutely sensational. So it mimics the one that was at the front of the home, and it's just got such a lovely, elegant curve. It really is quite big. And these are not original. So these were actually brought in to match the existing ones on the front door. And I love the fact that they've actually really brought the heritage to life in a contemporary way and honored that history of the building. I have also been told that the owner and architect is going to be bringing in some sheer curtains into this space, which I think will help with these bay windows to really kind of cocoon it and create a nice sort of soft border. So this living area, it just has got a lovely feeling to it. This decor is beautiful. I love the furniture pieces. There's a strong sense of pastels throughout here. There's a lot to look at. There's this sweet little detail here of limestone underneath the TV. And this is very simple as well, the way they've encased that fireplace. And they've got that really nice tiled hearth, which works beautifully. But, oh my goodness, we found the heart of the home. There's so many different living spaces in this home. I love it. We've seen 3 living areas so far, and they all have a really nice aspect out onto that garden as well. But this one, obviously, this feels like where the energy is because it's running off that dining and kitchen area. Again, it's really centralized around this fireplace. This fireplace actually is original. I love the detailing. It's very simple. There's lovely paneling detailing here, reflecting a bit of that heritage. It's very calm. What you'll notice in this room actually is that it doesn't have the decorative cornices because this is a bit of a lower ceiling. So instead, this has more of a contemporary feel in here. And the flooring and the light, it's just drenched in light. This table is an awesome sized table. This is begging for a dinner party. And I really like this touch of the green, this beautiful eucalyptus green. This is a cocoa flip pendant, which has got a lovely directional light going on and picks up really nicely with some of the pieces in the vase. But it's very soft, it's very calm in here. And speaking of calm, check out this very cool, very grey kitchen. I really like the feeling in here. This is a limestone and it's got the most beautiful tones in it. It's got a lot of bench space, and this is a south-facing aspect, but it's got a lot of light coming in through these windows as well. Again, the joinery, I like these. I like the white contrast in the pools. They look fantastic. It's very fresh, but it's not very, it's only got pops of white, which is really nice. It's a bit different for a kitchen. And then through here, so what we've got, hidden away, I do like a very tucked away laundry space. So that is a nice, clever use of space. So again, lots of storage here as well. You've got drying racks. So that's a nice area that you can kind of tuck away. And I guess also you can pop sort of extra things if you've got guests around, you're entertaining, you need to hide things away from the kitchen. This gives you an idea of what you look out onto from the kitchen. There's just so much lovely light. There's so many sort of aspects and dual aspects within this home, constantly looking through into other spaces. Again, we've got, actually this one is actually an original which was saved when it was demolished. They actually brought this into the interiors of this home. And I think that this is really nice that they've really kept that heritage. They've honoured that, but they've done it in a very sort of classic contemporary way. I'm underneath a very beautiful skylight, which is bringing a lot of light in here because now we are in some west-facing bedrooms. Oh my goodness. I love a little girl's room. This is very good size. And again, it's got some really lovely joinery here as well, these soft grey cabinets. So there's a lot of consistency throughout this home, which is lovely. It's a very simple, minimal colour palette. Oh my goodness. Take a look. Oh, I love the feeling in this bathroom. And again, there's so much consistency. So this is the limestone that was featured in the kitchen, but it looks completely different in here because I guess the lighting has obviously changed a lot. It's got some very sort of rich, rusty, earthy tones in here, and it goes beautifully with these tiles. They've brought in another skylight, so they've actually brought two skylights, the one in the hallway and then this one in the bathroom. Obviously, there's no other windows in here, so this is bringing a lot of light in, which zeroes your attention in on this very good looking bath, can I just say. This has got a really nice sort of space here that it's actually, this is like a really good bath for parents. I feel like this has been made for like sitting here with, you know, bath time, maybe even you've got a cheeky glass of wine. And what's actually happened is they've come over this with this limestone, so it doesn't actually have a lip on it. So it's completely flush and super easy to clean, very low maintenance. So I do like that. Oh, we've got another little girl's room. Oh, these rooms are such a good size. Again, we've got consistent joinery throughout, and I do like the touch of these plantation shutters as well. I should mention, this is always a nice touch to bring in a little bit of that heritage feel. Lots of beautiful colour in the decor. That's where the colour comes out and the personality shines, but everything else throughout this home is a very just soft, minimal colour palette. So we've seen the living, we've seen the kitchen, we've seen the dining, we've seen the kids' bedrooms. I've got a feeling we've got the master section coming right up. So this is a huge space. So this is now at the front of the home, and this is actually a north-facing aspect. This used to actually be one big room. So it used to continue all the way through, but what they've actually done is they've cut it in half and they've put joinery here. So there's a lot of storage. There's also storage over here as well. So there's plenty of storage. There's beautiful detailing on the ceilings. And again, plantation shutters for the bedroom. Through here, more storage. So I haven't shied away from that. I do love the fact that they've brought in a lot of storage into this build, but this is just for the parents. I love it. This is a really good size shower. What I also like about this ensuite is that there's no glass. So again, with the low maintenance, and again, the consistency, they've used the same tiles throughout, which I really, really, really like. And again, with the limestone, lovely detailing. So we're back at the front. I'm gonna go into the kitchen, find myself a drink, and then let's take a closer look at this house. So this is a huge corner block with a north-facing garden, just one block back from the beach in Brighton. So whilst this is a period Edwardian home, this is actually a brand new building. This is a completely new renovation. The only existing part of this home is actually the external brick walls and the LED lights in the front door. Everything else is completely new. It's been completely reconfigured, new layout, new rooms, new roof, new windows, new LED lights to match the existing ones, and a brand new floor as well. The architect is Stewart from Page Stewart, and not only is she the architect of this project, but this is actually her home, and not only that, this was actually her family home where she grew up. And so I love the fact that she's kind of come back all these years later and given new life to what was once her childhood home. What I think I love most about this home is the way it has embraced its heritage, but it's really kind of brought this into a modern context. It's very subtle in the way it's picked up on some of those visual cues. The fact that they've actually taken the time to match ceiling roses and cornices. They've thought about those details like the skirting and then matching those LED lights in the bay windows. I think all those small little details really help to create a beautiful cohesive interior. And it just makes you feel like you are in this old stately home, but one of comfort in the modern age. There is a lot of consistency throughout. So we saw the consistent tile work and also the limestone. So the materials have been kept very minimal. They're very simplistic, and in a way, they're just letting the home speak for itself. You know, they're a beautiful accent in terms of color in the LED lights and then in just the garden itself. And there's a lot of areas where it is dual aspect. And so you can look out onto the garden. You can look through into other rooms and spaces. And that's actually one of the elements that the architect loves most about this home, is that you can be in one area and you can look through into different areas and enjoy different pockets and I guess different vignettes. The interior style, again, is very simple. It's very pared back. There's a lot of pastels in this home. There's a lot of muted color tones. And I like the fact that it's just very soft and harmonious. It's not too loud. The personality more comes from artwork. There's some lovely pieces throughout the home which bring in pops of color. There's also lovely touches of greenery as well. There's some key green pieces throughout this home that you see in the lighting, some of the decor cushions and some of the couches. And that was actually inspired from the green in those LED lights as well. So that's the only real main color theme. Everything else is quite pared back and neutral. And instead it comes to using just really strong, good quality materials like that limestone. There's a lot of green in the garden, which sounds quite silly. Of course there's green in the garden, but there is, it's very green, you know, there's not a lot of really colourful flowers out there, and that was actually the brief that the architect gave to the landscaper Alto Landscapes. And so I really like the fact that it is this very heavy green garden that works really nicely with those charcoal fences. The exterior paint job has been done as well, and I really like those grey charcoal tones as well. They work lovely with the red brick, and that combination of that green just brings a lovely pop and freshness to the exterior. So this home, like I mentioned, is on a corner block, and I like that the position of the home on this block is actually inset. So you've got your garden at the front and also along the side, and so the whole house kind of opens up to that. There's that very generous patio that leads out from the kitchen and the living area, and I love the fact that that's a great space for entertaining or just to sit there with a book on a warm summer's day. In fact, there's lots of spaces to just live and entertain. This is very much an entertainer's house, but it's also a great home for a family because there are different spaces to exist. You know, you're not all living on top of one another. There feels almost like there's this sense of two hallways. You know, you walk through, and the main, I guess, thoroughfare is through these living spaces into the dining area, but then there's also that secondary hallway which leads you into the bedroom sleeping quarters. That was actually done with intent from the architect so that if people are in the living spaces, you can actually then close those doors and you can have privacy and quiet for the bedroom areas. So I like the fact that there's this separation, if you will, I guess two different sections to the home, but it still feels incredibly open. So the kitchen's actually in a really interesting spot. It is at the rear of this home, so it's south facing, which I think is quite an interesting layout to this space, but it works really well in that it is spatial. It's got a lot of bench space and it has a lot of lovely light as well. And it works really nicely, I think, adjacent to that dining area because the length of that dining table really mimics the length of the kitchen, and they kind of play off each other, and I love the way that they work. There's a clever use of space as well, just with that laundry area running off the kitchen. There's also a small powder room in there as well. And obviously we took you outside. It does wrap around all the way to the side garden. They reconfigured the master bedroom by actually cutting that in half essentially and adding a lot more storage. So it used to just be one big old room, but instead they brought in an ensuite. They actually built out past the existing brickwork and they pushed that as far as they could to the boundary to add that ensuite, which is a very low maintenance and classic ensuite, very handy to have. And I like the way they've been consistent with their tiles and the materials throughout, especially with the limestone bench tops. It's also low maintenance in the main bathroom as well because the way that main bath has been designed, there's actually no lip to it. It's just a really flat surface that'll be very easy to clean. There is a very generous ledge to sit at, and like I mentioned, it's perfect for anyone with kids and they have to sit in for bath time. It's actually quite a comfortable space to sit, and it's a lovely space because of that skylight as well. It brings a lot of that light in, and there is no other window in that space, so without that it would have been quite a dark, pokey bathroom. The kids' bedrooms, my gosh, those girls are so lucky. They're very generous, and again, there's lots of storage in there as well. There's really simple touches in there in terms of the decor. There's ceiling fans throughout all the bedrooms, and then plantation shutters have been used throughout, which again is always a lovely touch to bring in a little bit of that heritage flavour. The carpet choice as well throughout the bedrooms has got this lovely soft bluey grey, and that soft blue grey tone is kind of very consistent throughout this entire space. The tiles are very consistent throughout. They've been used not only in the bathroom, but also in the hearth, in the fireplace. So that's kind of what this home is all about for me. It's really considered and it's really consistent. Ultimately, this is a timeless, modern family home that honours its Edwardian heritage. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this home tour. I would love to know what you thought of this modern take on an Edwardian home. Leave me a comment below and like and subscribe because we've got plenty more videos coming your way. Cheers.